Sometimes when you are starting a new project, you don't want to spend too much time thinking about the backend and how you will create a database, manage that database, how will you connect to it. You want something that is quicker, and that's why Supabase exists. Supabase is an open source alternative to Firebase. It's built on top of Postgres, and it comes with some features that make it super useful when you just want to go quick, like integrated out, so you can do authentication super quick. You have a storage for files, and you can also add edge functions. It also comes with integrations to services like OpenAI, so you can use AI with your database. And it serves as a replacement for a typical backend solution that you will develop on a separate server. So now we added support for Supabase inside of Diploi, so you can use Supabase with your projects and enhance it with other frameworks as well. Let me show you how it works. Alright, so once you are in Diploi, let's log in. I was already logged in, so I can just access my account directly without having to put my GitHub account. So now I go to the stack builder after clicking on create project, and in here I will choose Supabase. And I will add also n8n to add some workflow automation, and for a front end, which I might build later, I will add React. Additionally to Postgres, I will add Redis. Postgres comes by default from n8n, and Supabase has its own Postgres database. So now we have our monorepo all set up. Let's create a repository. And now we are ready. Let's give it a few minutes to set up all the infrastructure on our behalf. Diploi will handle everything from SSL certificates and how the endpoints will be routed, so you don't have to deal with any configuration for the server. So a couple of minutes has passed already, and one thing that started is our development environment. So when you create a project in Diploi, one of the first things that you will get is remote development environment, which allows you to code directly on the browser. So for example, I could open a browser tab that will include a version of VS Code in the cloud. Meanwhile, that's loading. Okay, finish loading. Meanwhile this finishes, I will show you that you can also open this environment from VS Code. So in this case, I already added my SSH keys, so I can access this remote development environment directly on my local machine. So let's just open in here. Now our environment is loading. And there you have it. Now you can start developing your application from here. This is not running in your local machine. You don't need to run any npm commands to get it ready. You can start making your changes directly here, and the application is running in the cloud. So if I go to view app, most of our application is still loading, so Supabase requires some time to get started. The same for n8n, but React is already available. And if I make any changes on VS Code, so let's change the landing page. So if I just add here, set an h1 tag. So as you see, the changes happen live in the environment that we have online. So let's give a few more minutes for n8n and Supabase to be ready, and once they are ready, we will continue. Okay, so now our Supabase component is fully loaded. So if I click on the open and login page, quick access link, I'm able to see my Supabase environment, and I can create databases just as you would on the cloud, similar to the experience you get from the cloud version of Supabase. In our case, we're using the self-hosted version, so there are some differences between how you do things in the open source version, which I think is also known as the community edition, and how you do them on the actual Supabase cloud. And now our n8n is also ready. So let's run n8n and test out an integration with Supabase. So I'm going to create an account very quickly. So our account is ready. I can skip all this. Let's just create an integration. Just going to create a node with a chat. And next thing I'm going to do is add Supabase. So every time I start a chat, it will create a new row. So to add Supabase, all I need to do is get the URL for Supabase and the n8n key, which will allow you write access to Supabase. And that's it. Now our Supabase instance is connected. And one thing I'm missing is a table, since I don't have a table created. So I'm just going to create one new table in here. For now, I will disable row level security. Normally you don't want to do this, but in this case, I just want to show you a quick demo of the features of using Supabase. We don't need to spend too much time developing an actual application. So once I'm ready, I created my table. I have a column for holding the messages. And now what I have to do is select the table. Now when we add a message, that message will come directly to the column message. So in this case, if I click execute, now we have Supabase running and connected correctly. I should be able to see the message I just created. And there we go. So obviously you can do more with Supabase. In this case, I'm just showing you a quick demo. So I'm not going through everything that is possible when you're using Supabase, like for example, how to integrate authentication for your applications or creating edge functions. In this case, I'm just showing the bare basics. So if you want to add OpenAI to your Supabase integration, you can also do it directly from the environment variables, which you will find in the options tab of your deployment. And if you want to develop custom functions, you can also do that by accessing the development environment, going to Supabase, and in here you should be able to make your own functions to expand what is possible with Supabase. So I showed you a small part of what is possible with Supabase and how you can just get it running with Diploi in seconds. And we made also a full guide explaining how to launch an application to production. And the process is very simple. We added the guide directly on the description of this video. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments or contact us in Discord. Also, our email will be in the description, as well as our link to our Discord community. Come in, join, share what you've been working on, Diploi, and we will be happy to answer any questions that you have. So that's it for now. See you.